The Meiji Revolution and Modernization of Japan. In the mid-19th century, Japan was under the rule of the Tokugawa shogunate, a feudal system in which power was held by the shogun and the emperor had only a symbolic role. During the Sakoku, isolation of Japan, there was almost no contact with foreigners except for selective trade with the Chinese and Dutch in Nagasaki. In 1853, Commodore Matthew Perry of the United States arrived in Japan, carrying black ships that threatened to open the country to world trade. Because of the threat of modern Western weapons, Japan was forced to sign unequal treaties, such as the Treaty of Kanagawa in 1854, which granted special obedience to foreign countries. This event caused discontent among samurai, nationalists, and common citizens, who sought the return of power to the emperor. In 1868, a group of modernists and nationalists, consisting of samurai from the Satsuma and Choshu regions, launched the Meiji Revolution. They overthrew the Tokugawa shogunate and returned power to the young Emperor Meiji. The Meiji Restoration was not just a return of power to the emperor, but a period of rapid modernization and industrialization. Reforms were immediately implemented in almost all aspects of society. The feudal system was abolished, and the samurai lost their special privileges. A centralized government was established, a new constitution was adopted in 1889, and the Diet Parliament of Japan was established. Economically, industrialization was encouraged with the help of the zaibatsu, big business, which allowed the rapid development of industries such as steelmaking, railroads, and shipbuilding. Education was also improved through the implementation of compulsory education, and knowledge from the West, such as science and technology, was adapted by Japan. Militarily, Japan modeled itself on modern Western armies, such as the German Army and the British Navy. In just a few decades, Japan has become one of the most modern countries in Asia. Japan's modernization produced a powerful state that could compete with the West. In 1894 to 1895, Japan was victorious over China in the First Sino-Japanese War, giving them control over Korea and Taiwan. Their victory over Russia in 1904 to 1905 in the Russo-Japanese War followed, proving the strength of their modern army. Despite rapid progress, Japan's modernization has also caused tension. The suppression of traditional culture and hardships caused by rapid change have caused a division in society. However, the Meiji Revolution marked a new era for Japan, from a closed country to a world power. The Meiji Revolution became a symbol of an Asian nation's ability to embrace modernization while maintaining its identity. Japan's success served as an inspiration to other Asian countries to resist colonialism and embrace modern knowledge. More information on the story of the Meiji Revolution and Japan's modernization. Before the Meiji Revolution, Japan was under the rule of the Tokugawa shogunate for over 250 years. The Tokugawa period, also known as the Edo period, was a time of peace but with strict social control. The country was closed to international trade, Sakoku, where only select foreign merchants could deal with Japan. However, in the middle of the 19th century, Japan was faced with the arrival of Western countries that wanted to open up their economy. The most famous incident was the arrival of Commodore Matthew Perry in 1853 with large warships. The threat of Western power resulted in Japan opening up to trade under unequal agreements, angering many Japanese. Because of this, the movement to restore power to the emperor and end the power of the Tokugawa shogunate grew stronger. This movement was led by samurai from the Satsuma and Choshu regions, who wanted modernization and the establishment of a more modern and vibrant Japan. In 1868, the so-called Meiji Restoration took place, or the return of power to the young Emperor Meiji, who was then only 15 years old. This change was accompanied by radical political, economic, cultural, and social reforms to modernize Japan and catch up with Western countries. Under the slogan Fukoku Kyohei, be rich and strengthen the military, the Meiji government began the following measures. Politics. The feudal system was abolished. The daimyo, feudal lords, lost power, and their former territories were brought under the control of the centralized government. In 1889, the Meiji Constitution was adopted, establishing a constitutional monarchy with the emperor as the symbolic head. Economy. Industrialization was brought about with the help of the zaibatsu, large corporations such as Mitsubishi and Sumitomo. They built factories, railroad lines, and other infrastructure. There was also modernization in agriculture, and the use of modern production technology began. Education. Education became compulsory for children, which allowed higher literacy rates. The Japanese also sent students and scholars to the West to learn science, technology, and management. Military. The army was reorganized, now using Western weapons and strategies. The samurai, once privileged in the military, lost their special status in society. Japan's rapid modernization led to the country's rise as a global power. In just 3 decades, it became an industrialized country with a modern and powerful military. The aftermath of the Meiji Revolution was notable for Japan's achievements on the world stage. On the military front, Japan proved its strength when it defeated China in the First Sino-Japanese War, 1894 to 1895, which gave them control over Korea and Taiwan. Their victory followed in the Russo-Japanese War, 1904 to 1905, in which they defeated Russia, a Western country. This victory proved that Japan was the leading power in Asia. Despite the success, modernization comes with challenges. Many people, especially the samurai, lost their traditional role in society. Rapid urbanization has also created tension between modern and traditional ideas. However, the Meiji Revolution served as the foundation of modern Japan, which eventually became one of the world's major powers. The story of the Meiji Restoration is an example of a nation's ability to change and adapt in the face of challenges while maintaining their national identity. At the end of the Meiji Revolution, Japan was no longer an isolated country, but a modern state ready to compete in the global arena.